Hi, everyone. First of all, whether you're seeing it in the morning or afternoon, so good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, whenever you are seeing this. But this is the new way of all of us meeting each other. So it's interesting, and we are trying to adjust to the new technology, the new world. I am a firm believer that as an organization, we need to adapt and we need to see the changes that are happening in the world, and we need to make sure we are transforming ourselves so that transformation can be achieved. Yeah, so we transform as leaders, transformation in the organization becomes a reality, and this is one of the steps towards those transformations, where more and more virtual meetings are becoming a reality at this stage at the same time, and it's the new norm. So I'm going to be calling them as probably virtual meetings at this stage. I'll pre-record these meetings. I'll be making them available for you guys. And this is, even though physically I'm not available coming into your offices every single week, we will do it as much as we can. But this is the new way of us reaching you, me and my voice reaching all of you. Now, today's topic is interesting. Today's topic is why Edison is rich and famous. I'm going to spend probably 15 minutes on this topic, and we'll send this recording, and hopefully it makes a big impact. We want to talk about why Edison was rich, why was he famous, what made him very famous, and then we will explore a bit of his younger days and also how he transformed bulb into a business, and what are some of the key takeaways from Edison's life that we can take. And all of this in a 15 to 20 minutes compact short one. Now, the first things first, I would like to share my screen using my iPad version, and then that would enable. So I'm going to switch this screen off. I'm going to replace pin. Okay, and then start broadcasting on this one. Okay, so now I have two screens. I'm going to use my iPad. So I'm going to use an app called Notability, which will help us to I'm going to use this to start writing it in this app. So it's going to help us. And then we're going to have, okay. So let's see, I can now probably, maybe I can switch my video on this one, right? So sorry guys, I'm just learning while I'm getting the hang of this one. Okay, this is my video, and I want to see how can I. So I'm sharing this. I'm not able to see my video. Why am I not able to see my video? So hang on, I'm going to pause. Okay, so we're back. So you can see me in the smaller window, and I have this. So the question is, why use black? What? Oops. Why Edison is rich and famous? So why did Edison become rich and famous? Many people think Edison became rich because he invented a light bulb. And if you read the story, Edison is not the first person to invent a light bulb. So he's not. There are many people who invented light bulbs before Edison. So what Edison did is he perfected a light bulb. So he was the first one to come up with a light bulb which can last longer, and most importantly, there is a commercial use for it. That means you can use the light bulb and it won't blow off after 1 hour or after 3 hours or after one day. You can use it for a very long time, and you can pretty much commercialize it, and you can sell it not only for few companies or something, but even people can practically use it. Common people can use it in their houses and stuff. So that is something very interesting. So Edison was the first one to come up with a commercial light bulb that is practical to use. And that is an important point. Now, here, let's take a step back, right? Now, let's use our business, and I want to educate about this point: commercial light bulb, practical to use. Now, for you and me, we can go and open up many businesses. Yes, we can open up many businesses. We can open up a restaurant, we can open up a small company, we can open up a mid range company, we can open up a huge, big business. But here's the question: the business that we want to start, is it practical? Practical meaning, do you have money? Do you have money? The money that exists with you? Do you have the money? Or you have to borrow, or you have to borrow the money from bank or from relatives, from parents. Okay. Number two is, yes, I have the money, Vishnu, and I'm going to start my own business. Now the question is, do you have practical experience in the business that you're about to start? Do you have practical experience in the business that you want to start? Do you have practical experience? And some of you, yes, some of you, no. Now, that's the most important thing. Remember, again, Edison's, like a lot of people invented light bulbs, but there was no practical use for it. There was no commercial use for it because they don't stand for very long. They can't continue giving light for very long. What Edison did is he was the first one to use a filament, if I'm not mistaken. Coming back from my school memory, the filament was made up of tungsten, and that had the electricity to go from one end to the other end inside the light bulb, and it still can withstand for years continuously running. So he made practical light bulbs which had commercial use in the real world. I look at our business as practical. The Sindrian Berhad, I look at our business model, and you see our business model where you can start as a brand ambassador, you can become a leader, you can become a team leader, and as a team leader, you can become a senior team leader, then advance to assistant owner. As an assistant owner, you can become an owner partner, and then you can become an owner where you have your Sindhyan Bruhad. And I call this as this model that we have, this business model that we have is commercially practical. You don't need money to come and work with us. You don't need to bring hundreds and thousands of ringgit to come and work with us. You don't need to be from a big business school with lots of years of experience, or you don't need to be from a very well known family. You can come in and you can be a brand ambassador, someone who has good work ethic and attitude, and can come in and can get started. It's practical, it has commercial value, because I have seen people becoming business owners and run a sustainable business, can look after their family, loved ones, while they're able to look after their business, and the business is growing. So we are like Edison, who invented a commercial practical light bulb. We have a business model. It is practical. Again, I want to say it's practical, and it has commercial value where people can get promoted. Now, an interesting thing about Edison during his younger days, so, younger days of Edison. Many people know Edison as a scientist, but that's not what he was when he was very young. Edison first started selling newspapers. If you read Edison's story, he was selling newspapers. So he used to make newspaper. He used to be a paper boy. So that was his first profession, paper boy, and he was selling newspapers. Then, while he was selling newspapers, he was also selling candies. So you sell a newspaper and you ask the same person, you want to buy a candy also, and he was selling newspapers and candies. And he got bored very quickly. He got bored out of this. Then what he started doing was he started printing his own newspaper. So he started printing his own newspaper, and then he recruited a couple of boys onto his team, and these boys started the selling of the candies and newspapers. Now, what can we pick from this part of Edison's story? This is what I have picked up from this part of the story. Eventually, Edison went on to be a great scientist and also one of the best world's earliest business people. Now, he's really good in business because he's really good at selling, and at the same time, he's really good at recruiting and training people, which I think is very, very smart to do. Now, if you want to be someone who is successful in business world, I think the most important fundamental foundation points you need to have is: number one, you need to be good in sales. Number two, you need to be good in recruiting a team. That's what Edison did. What Edison did was amazing. He converted something, a simple invention, which was at that time very phenomenal, a bulb which can last long, has commercial value, is practical, into a business. And we see and we learn a lot about this, that Edison made light bulbs or he invented light bulbs. We don't know. Edison was a great business owner, a great entrepreneur. Edison founded the light bulb, if I'm not mistaken, he founded the light bulb in 1879, based on Wikipedia, based on the research I have done. And he then opened his own business, incorporated his own business called as General Electrics in 1892. And then he went on to become a multi-millionaire plus founder founder of billion-dollar company called as General Electrics. We don't know a lot about, a lot of people don't know. They know this, that Edison was a scientist who invented light bulbs, and he was very famous. But Edison was also a fantastic business owner. Actually, he was a multi-millionaire. Now, what can we learn from this is I have seen a lot of people work for the system. And the other name for the system is called they work for a network. Example, you can call this network as Maxis. You can call it as Sime Darby. You can call this network as Astro. You can call this network as Maybank. A lot of people are trained to be part of a system. A lot of people study to be part of a system. A lot of people educate themselves to work for a network. While there are very few people like Edison, like some of us, who are working to build and own their own network. And that's what Edison did. He did not build a light bulb and went and worked for a company. What he did is he invented a light bulb, he started his own business, and then he commercialized it. He started selling light bulbs throughout the world. and did many things with General Electrics. So there are key things that we have in terms of takeaway from Edison's life. So first and foremost, one is the business model that we are in. So I'm going to use a bit of different color just to reiterate like a conclusion. The business model that we are working on, I just want you to remember that it's practical, it's commercial. The business model is someone who can come in as a brand ambassador and can work all the way and get advanced and get become a owner and can hold their and can run their own business. In their heart, it's commercial, it's practical, which is fantastic. Now, for anyone to be successful in business world, you need to be very good in sales. You need to have sales as one of your strength, and everyone can learn sales. And you need to be learning how to recruit a team if you want to be a business owner. That's what Edison did. Now, also, a lot of people go to school, go to college, and they are educated that they need to be working for the system. They need to be working for a network of companies. They need to be working for a company. While what we do, what future business owners do, is they are working very hard to build their own networks. They build their own system, they build their own networks. So here's my conclusion for you guys. So this is my conclusion. Richest people, richest people in this world, richest people in this world build networks, while most of the people are trained to work for networks. So, richest people in this world build their own networks, while most of the people are trained to be part of networks. That's Edison's story. That's why he's rich. He did not stop with a light bulb. He converted a light bulb into a business. And I hope we can learn a lot from Edison's life story. So that's my 15 minutes. I don't want to drag it longer, but I hope this is useful for you. I will send the notes as an image for you. Hopefully, it's for your reference. And you can share this link with your own team members and run this topic with them and educate them. Run it on a call, share this video. While you're sharing, you can also pause, ask people questions and stuff. And I hope it's interactive. Again, we are transforming as leaders so that we can build a transformational organization. And this is the first step towards creating a transformation in our organization. Thank you very much. Always, I love you. Stay safe, and I'll speak to you very soon with one more topic. Until then, see you guys. Bye bye.